Hello YouTube, Slate Warrior here with another topical card discussion, and the topical card that we're going to be talking about today is Rubic, Malbranch of the Burning Abyss, or as I like to call him, Rubic Cube, right? So, since I'm finished with all of my NECH discussions, and the new Challenger sneak peek comes out on the 1st, which I believe is Saturday, I thought that we should talk about some new Challengers cards, and what better card to talk about than the most hyped TCG exclusive in a while, Rubic, Malbranch of the Burning Abyss, right? And let's just say he's not hyped because he's great. Let's just point that out, right? So, you know, he's a TCG exclusive. I also thought it was pretty interesting that he doesn't have a Japanese name yet because he hasn't been printed in Japanese. You know, it just kind of feels weird to see a card that has like such a thin orange bar. But anyway, that's besides the point. He's not even first ed. Yeah. So let's get to his properties and effect. He is a Dark Fiend tuner effect with 100 attack and 2100 defense and 3 level stars. 2100 defense, so that's comparable to Scarm. 2000 defense, right? So you know all these Burning Abyss level 3 monsters got that booty. And he's a tuner. That's the most important thing. He's a tuner that can be used to go into Virgil. Speaking of Virgil, in the thumbnail, okay, I crossed out Virgil. I didn't cross out Virgil because he's bad. I crossed out Virgil because right when Rubic was announced, all of the hype shifted from, oh, Virgil, you know, oh, he's so good. What are we going to get to summon him? Oh, I can't wait to see it. It must be so good. And then we got him, and it was like, oh, wow, the thing that summons Virgil is so bad. So, you know, the reason Rubic is really big and Virgil is really small up in the corner with the cross out is that Rubic has stolen all of the attention. Alright, so yes, his effect states, if you control a monster that's not a Burning Abyss monster, destroy this card. You know, that's the effect that all the Burning Abyss monsters have. Cannot be used as synchro material, except for the synchro summon of a Burning Abyss synchro monster, so the only thing he can summon is him. So you can't be used to summon Goyo or anything, or Mistworm. If you control no spell trap cards, you can spell summon this card from your hand. You can only use this effect of Rubic, Malbranch of the Burning Abyss once per turn. Keep an eye on this effect. Like, they all have this, you know? Just because he doesn't have a Sent to the Graveyard effect, that effect is still really relevant. So, you know, people were complaining about him because basically he doesn't have a Sent to the Graveyard effect like the other one, and I guess in the article they kind of explained that that was replaced by this condition, which is actually like a downside. And, you know, my, of course, response was, so what? What's so bad about them actually balancing a card for the first time ever? And I want to read to you guys. This is the theme of the video, right? I'm going to put this in the description. This is what I want you guys to remember when I'm making this video, because this is what I want to convey throughout my discussion. Alright, so right after the Konami article went up, a Facebook thread on about, you know, Rubic was created, and this was my comments on that thread. Finally, a card that isn't powerful. Like, when was the last time you remember us getting a new card that wasn't OP? So basically, every new card that we're getting announced that is hyped is good. You know, like, every card that we're just building up to is just like some great card, and, you know, we have to, you know, just like bask in its superiority to every other card in the game. And then we see a card that's actually balanced and we complain about it. Like, that just doesn't make any sense to me. We complain about how the game's power creeps, and then we get a balanced card, and not only are we like surprised by it, but we're disappointed. That's what really bothers me, is that we're surprised by the fact that they balanced it, and then we get disappointed that it's balanced. I think that it should be like a rejoicement, if that's a word. Yeah, so basically I want to talk about how this card is not really as bad as you think, simply because it has Burning Abyss in the name, right? So we're talking about how it doesn't have some special graveyard effect. I guess the fake effect that was leaked was that if it was sent to the graveyard for a synchro summon, that you'd get to special summon it from the graveyard, which would be really, really good, but of course it definitely does not have that as part of the effect. But I just want to talk about why, you know, it's still definitely pretty good. So you can still special summon it in so many ways, right? You can special summon it with Graff from the deck. That's a prime example of how you'd special summon it. You can still special summon it with Seer from the graveyard, which is still really, really good, and then you can special summon it from its hand with its own effect. Like, those are still 3 ways to get it onto the field really, really fast. It did not need some special, if it's sent to the graveyard effect, to be really good. Plus, we have this card. Now, I'm going to be talking about why this card is definitely going to be going from price, right? Virgil. Let's go over Virgil right now. He's light, just like Dante. Spellcaster, synchro effect. Level 6, 25,000, so he's got the reverse stats of Dante. Level 6, of course, we can be synchro summoned with him in just any regular Burning Abyss. And then he's generic. You can only control 1 Virgil. Once per turn, you can discard a Burning Abyss card and target a card your opponent controls in the graveyard, shuffle it into the deck. So, you know, it's a really good effect. You can only control 1, but you can discard 1 Burning Abyss card, which will get you a plus off of the Burning Abyss card being discarded, except if you discard him. And you can target a card your opponent controls in the graveyard, shuffle it into the deck. So, you know, shuffling into the deck or just returning to the deck in general is a pretty good effect in this game. You know, you've got cards like Tiramisu, Wing Blast, you know, stuff like that. Back to Square One, that's another card that returns stuff to the deck. So, you know, that's probably the best kind of effect to have, you know, outside of banishing. It does target, which isn't good, because if it didn't, that would be just so unfair. I mean, I guess it's worded in such a way that it seems like it would target. Like, I don't see what would prevent this effect from targeting. So, yeah, it targets a card your opponent controls in the graveyard, shuffle it in the deck. If this card on the field is destroyed by battle, or a card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can draw 1 card. So that's, again, a really, really good effect. And it's an if you can't effect, so it can't miss timing. Like, they had to make a great effect like that just so it can't miss timing, so you'll always get it, right? So the reason that this card is going to be really important, this card right here, the Traveler, is because not only can it be used to special summon Rubic from the graveyard, but also it can be used to summon Virgil from the graveyard. That's why I think that they put this clause in here that you can only control one, because unlike Dante, Virgil will come back from the graveyard and actually be able to use this effect, because, you know, Dante would of course have to have materials, and Virgil is a synchro monster, so it doesn't have to have materials. I mean, if Dante comes back with this card, the only thing that would be able to use is its float effect, whereas this thing gets its shuffle effect off and its float effect to draw. So if you know, you can only, if you control multiples, you could, you know, not only get all the draws when they're destroyed. I guess you can only use the effect once per turn though anyway, but if you would not only be able to get the draw effect when they're destroyed, but you could also shuffle a whole bunch of stuff into the deck, so it's a big deal. Plus they're 25 beat sticks, so the fact that you can special summon, you know, this just really easily from the graveyard with this is a big deal, and this card will definitely be going up in price. Like I said, I picked up a couple of them, so, you know, that's definitely going to be important. But so the thing that I want you guys to comment down in the comment section below about is, basically, I've said basically like 75 times in this video, oh my gosh, we are dissatisfied with this guy's effect. What do you think of if we would have just gotten a normal monster? If Rubic Malware to the Burning Abyss, but didn't have any of these effects, and he was just a normal monster, right? Toon Warrior, that's the first one that came to my mind, right? Oh yeah, Synchron Structure deck, Toon Warrior reprint confirmed, right? So we got Rubic here. So he wouldn't be able to, he wouldn't pop himself if he controlled other monsters. He would be able to use the synchro material for like Goyo and Vulcan and stuff. And if you control no spell trap cards, you would not be able to spell summon from the hand. So I want to think about, what is that trade-off? If he would not blow himself up, but he could be used for synchros of anything, but you cannot spell summon from the hand. If he was still a Burning Abyss monster, you could still special summon him with stuff like this, search him with this, you know? Do you think he would have been better off as a normal monster? That's what I want to hear you guys have to say in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about that little question that I've just posed. Right after this card got announced, I posted in a thread in Zodiac. I posted it as a thread in Zodiac. And in that moment, all of the Burning Abyss cards went down in price, right? Just because this guy was apparently so bad. Yeah, so tell me what you think about the finally announced Burning Abyss tuner monster in the comment section below, as well as what you think about if he was a normal monster. So thanks for watching. Subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh videos. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Favorite it if you liked it that much. Share it with your Yu-Gi-Oh friends. And comment or I won't know that you viewed. And I will see you later, YouTube.